So now that you're moving to another step in your life, and you can tell us about that. As much as you want to, because it's personal, but you're relocating and why and everything.
So we're actually kind of still up in the air about the final day because we're just kind of taking it as it goes. But we're moving to St. Louis because my husband is starting chiropractic school. He's gonna go make big bucks. So.
And you were telling me it's not just chiropractic school, but actually when he graduates, he's
he'll kind of be like a primary care physician.
It's a doctor of
it's a DOC.
DOC, Doctor of Chiropractic
Medicine.
So a DOC then can still prescribe medicine and stuff?
I think it depends on, there's like different classes that he can take and different levels, because whenever he goes, he's also going to get his master's in kinesiology, which is sports science, which is what his degree is in. So he wants to mainly focus on like sports chiropractic medicine.
I got you.
But the way that they teach them at Logan is so fast paced. Like it's get it. He'll be done in 3 years, and they teach them all these different levels. And to be completely honest, whenever we went through orientation, I feel like they go over the body and everything that deals with it more than they really do in med school. Because before Matt was going to go to med school, and he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I want to focus on my degree. I went to school to get this degree. I want to be able to use it. So he'll be able to like refer out if he ever wanted to have his own practice. Like if they needed, like, I can look at you and tell something's wrong, but there's nothing in my expertise that I can do to help you. I can refer you out to like a heart doctor or, like a whatever doctor. So he would have the ability to do that.
I see. Well, when we talked briefly before, what I thought you were saying years ago, when I was promoting fights, I was doing MMA and kickboxing matches, and depending on the state, we had to have a physician ringside. And I was in Missouri doing a fight, and I didn't have any contacts like I do here. Like here, I never had any trouble getting people to help doctors or whatever because I knew so many people. But in Missouri, nobody knew me. I didn't know anybody. So we finally found a guy who was a DOO, a doctor of osteopathic medicine.
DO, because after he decided he didn't want to go to med school, it was a toss-up between DO school and chiropractic, and he chose chiropractic.
Well, anyway, this guy tells me that, this is before I was an attorney. I was a cop, I think, still at the time. But this guy tells me that, because the Missouri law said it had to be an MD. So he says, well, they have to treat us the same. That the DO is the same as an MD, and there's literally federal law that says that. And so I ended up having to do some research, and he was right. A DO was the same as an MD. I had never heard of it, though.
So they basically go to school for the same exact things, except for instead of being he'd be whatever MD, he'd be, his name and OD. But it's more homeopathic.
Yeah, that's what this guy said.
Manipulation therapy, which is kind of like chiropractic. So, I mean, it's all kind of the same, like...
It was more like a holistic approach to medicine, I think.
It is.
Was what he said.
Like your body as a whole.
Yeah. And so anyway, in that case, the guy did come, and it was fine. It complied with everything. But that was my first experience I can remember, because I thought the guy was full of it. I didn't know what a DO was.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
People think that about chiropractors, too.
Yeah. Well, if you look, let's talk about that a little. You're not necessarily a chiropractor. And, of course, I've had Jason Cannon on. He's a friend of mine. And Clint Rogers, too. I know a lot of chiropractors. And Brett Beasley. They're all great dudes.
Clint wrote Matt's letter of recommendation for Logan.
Well, they're all great. They're great at what they do. And I think it's legit. And I've gone on the record saying that, so back in when I was fighting professionally, I hurt myself real bad lifting weights, actually getting ready for, I was doing like power cleans or something. Messed my back up. And I remember I would go sit in the patrol car, and you have to wear the duty belt and everything, and it would hurt so bad, my back. And I'd get out and try to move, I'd have to stop. I couldn't sit for long. Like it was an injury. So I go to the doctor, and they want to do surgery on me.
Yeah. And
I was like, man, I've heard all these horror stories about fusing your back. I'm still young. I think I was 24 or 5 at the time. So I wanted to, so I went to the chiropractor. And it wasn't, I think, 1 or 2 sessions, no pain. Like I was good to go. Like whatever it is, whether it's real, whatever it was, voodoo, I don't know.
It's voodoo.
It was effective. But then if you look at the history of chiropractic medicine, it's a little questionable the way it started out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're familiar, but...
Well, it's like people have joked, like, and asked him, oh, well, why do you have to move? Can't you find, like, a witch doctor here to teach you? And It's like,
I asked him why he had to move, but I didn't say it was which doctor. I talked to Jason Cannon about that. I was shocked till I talked to you guys. I didn't know that Tennessee didn't have a school of chiropractic
there's only
here.
like 25 in the whole like United States.
That's crazy. Because I know Jason is hiring them left and right. He's trying. I mean, he's growing leaps and bounds.
So I had like a similar experience after I had my son. Like my hips were out of line, my spine was twisted, like I just had some really bad scar tissue, and I went to the chiropractor, and I mean, immediately felt better. And that's the first time I'd ever been, and it's the first time I've ever had like my neck popped. Matt could hear it like 3 doors down.
Yeah.
And ooh.
Well, again, I don't know what they do or don't do. I just know that for me it was effective. It at least it gave me some relief and made me feel better. And so I think for some people it can be effective. And I'm sure it's like everything else.
So,
it's going to work for some and maybe not for others.
The way that Matt's explained it to me, you have people who believe, like they go in and they learn and they're like, this is for like musculoskeletal. Skeletor. Mm-hmm.
I got him over here somewhere. Yeah, there he is right there.
Oh, yeah, see?
Skeletor.
Yeah, him. It's like injuries like that, like sports-related injuries or, birth or anything like that, that it helps that. Like, then you have some chiropractors who are like, oh, chiropractic medicine can cure cancer. Like, those are the types of people who make chiropractors look like quacks and give people bad names. And that's not, not all chiropractors think that.